Hi, everyone. Make sure you hit the like button as you come in. If you want to share me out, share me out. Y'all, I have not been on live on Facebook in a while, so I'm just putting some content on Facebook. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in, everybody. Um, so I'm just going to wait a few minutes for some people to come in, and then we're going to get into this content on tonight. Hello, everybody. Hey, Reese Cup. How are you today? How are you today? Thank you for coming in. Hey, Chris. How are you? How are you guys on today? Everybody having a good day? Thank you guys so much for coming in. I'm sorry, y'all, I didn't put out a notification to let everybody know that I was going live. I know I've been MIA since Sunday, but y'all, I had to do my schoolwork. And I can't piddle paddle around this weekend either. This is my birthday weekend as well, y'all. I will be celebrating it. You had a good day. You took a nap, child. I wish I did take. I wish I could take a nap. I can't take no nap. I wish I could take a nap. I ain't go to bed till about 12:30 this morning, trying to write up two papers. But I have I got a class at 10 Central Standard Time. So I am able to go live on tonight. So we're going to go live. I am going to talk. We're going to give an update, guys, on Trizelle and Jacqueline West. They are in as of today. Well, Friday. Hold on just a minute. Um, as you guys know, me too. I'm trying to go to bed decently early. Um, but I definitely want to say that, Trizelle and Jacqueline West are on trial this week for the alleged homicide of Sincere and Classic. They named them Orrin and Orson West, but their mother called them Sincere and Classic. They are what we call the Cal City Boys. Back in December um, of 2020, 3-year-old Orson and 4-year-old Orrin West was missing from have been missing for months. According to Trizelle and Jacqueline West, the boys disappeared from their backyard. Um, it says here that Jacqueline, they did a whole press conference. Do you guys want to hear the press conference? They did a whole press conference talking about the boys and how the boys are rambunctious. That's what the guy said. He said, "Oh, the boys are." Hey, Trisha, how are you? How you doing today? Thank you for checking on me, Trisha. Thank you for checking on me yesterday. I appreciate y'all for checking on me and checking on seeing up going live, y'all. I swear I'm gonna try during the summer, y'all, to give y'all content when when my kids. I have to focus on my kids' schoolwork and stuff like that. So and then I have seminars. I'm trying to get them all in one day though. But thank you guys so much for always checking. You remember those nuts? Well, they are on trial for the alleged homicide of Warren and Orson West, or Classic and Sincere. They adoptive name is Orrin Orson West, and they were missing back in December of 2020. Like I stated, they stated that the excuse me, they stated that the kids just ran out the backyard. They were playing in the backyard, hopscotch or something in the backyard. He went to look for some firewood, and then all of a sudden, the kids are gone. He went in the house. He left the gate. No, he said he left the gate open, and he was going in and out to gather up some firewood, but looked like some twigs was back there because hell ain't no, it wasn't look like no firewood. You were gonna find some firewood in the desert because that would have looked like was some desert, was a desert. It wasn't no. It to me, it wasn't. Ain't no way he was gonna find some firewood in the desert. So Jacqueline, last year, guys, I reported that Jacqueline and Trizelle, well, they were trying to be on the run. They were arrested, and they were charged with the homicide of Orrin and Orson, or Classic and Sincere. Um, Now it's some stuff that has came out in court. Friday, they did jury selection, and there are pictures out, and I am gonna let you guys listen to. They did opening statements, and I'm gonna let you guys listen to that, and then we're gonna talk about some of the stuff that the detective, when he came out there to look at everything, what he said in what he said in court on today. Just give me a minute here, guys, so I can get everything up. I hope everybody been having a good week thus far. I know every time every time it's trying to be a good live, I know my stuff frees up. I don't understand. I ain't used this computer all week, and it's tearing up on me. Um, I ain't used it all week, and this computer is cutting up. So just give me a second. Let me just go to YouTube. Okay, so this is what came out in the news on today, y'all. So I'm gonna let you guys hear it. Um, I don't think that I need to play their interview because we all know that by the body language and by everything that you know they is everything that has been put out there. There's no use to going back through the same thing. So just give me a second. Um, okay, here is a clip, and I'm gonna play it, guys. I do not own the rights to this, but I am going to play it. Anything that I say is all alleged. So let me just go ahead and share the screen. Thank you, Tricia.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Trizelle West. This is Jacqueline West. And their two sons are missing. Their sons, Oren and Orson, are missing. And we're here because it's easier to charge them than for them to explain why they couldn't find them.
This is the last known photo ever taken of Oren. It's recovered from the cell phones that were seized in this case. This is the last known photo of Orson, taken in the apartment at Lotus Lane, July 25th, 2020. Now, during one of the interviews, and it'll be played for you here, Jacqueline West talks about how she talked to her kids about Oren and Orson. She said, "I told them, pretend they're not here. Just act like they don't live here. Just go do your work." She talked about what she did with Oren and Orson. "I always keep them separated. I keep them separated. I focus mainly on schooling while they're playing. They don't really play together, but they have played together. I just don't know." But that's essentially what happened to Oren and Orson. They were in that home, but they were kept separate. And then ultimately, sometime in September, they were killed and have not been seen since then.
Just a few hours away from opening statements in one of the most highly anticipated trials in Kern County in recent years. A jury was chosen last week for the trial of Trizelle and Jacqueline West. The California City couple is charged with murders of their adopted sons.
They're not streaming their trial. I wish they was, but for some reason, they are not streaming their trial. But let's listen to this. I definitely want to share this. Let's listen to this. What the news article had to say. You're welcome, Miss Kathleen. How are you today? Thank you for coming in.
WGU. Before obtaining my degree at WGU, I was making $27,000, and now today I make six figures. Thanks to WGU, I've had amazing opportunities.
Oh my.
I'm separated. I focus.
Hold on, y'all. This is cutting up.
During this first round of testimony, we've learned that throughout the investigation for missing Oren and Orson, investigators have found inconsistencies with their adoptive parents' stories.
Not only were they not in the van on December 19th, that they hadn't been in the home in California City also.
As testimony and body camera footage was played from the night the boys were reported missing, officers questioned that the boys had left through the backyard as the couple claimed.
Their bodies have never been found. Have never been found. Even with the attempts of the California City Police Department, the Bakersfield Police Department, the FBI.
The prosecution also stating that the West's other children all claimed the boys were gone long before that night, and that neighbors claimed to have never seen one or both of them. But the defense attempting to poke holes in the investigation.
Their sons, Oren and Orson, are missing, and we're here because it's easier to charge them than for them to explain why they couldn't find them.
During testimony today, defense attorney Alexia Torres-Stallings questioned officers who initially reported to the 911 call. Torres-Stallings asking one officer about a firearm from the home that night that he could not recall until she showed video of it in his possession. And attorney Timothy Hennessy claiming Cal City police believed the Wests were involved from the beginning.
And sometimes they say some things that are true, but Cal City doesn't want to hear.
Hennessy asking one officer on the stand about an interview with Jacqueline West, claiming he lied to her about the extent of the investigation, and the officer agreed, stating it was a ruse to see how she would react.
Because they can't answer where the boys went.
And that trial is set to resume Wednesday morning at 9 a.m. For 23 ABC News, I'm Veronica Moore.
All right, John. Hold on. Okay. So that is the some of the stuff that has went on in court, y'all. The first thing is alarming that the children, y'all heard that, right? The children, y'all remember, they wanted to see their children, but they said that the judge denied their motion for them to see their children. But the children stated that the kids were long gone before they even moved into that house. And looking by those pictures, I don't mean no harm, and I'm not being mean, but I honestly, the trial started Friday when jury selection started. So the trial started Friday. They did jury selection. I'm sorry, y'all. I should have went live and talked about it, but y'all know me. But I'm trying to catch up on everything now. So the trial started Friday when they started jury selection, opening statements yesterday, and they're doing questioning on today. Um, what the initial statement, well, from the statements that I hear, I definitely do believe that something did happen to these boys. I know, Chris, you believe that they were so, but from what I've been reading and researching, the children are saying that those boys were gone. They said one little boy, allegedly, let me say this, allegedly, I don't know if this is true or not, but allegedly, one of those boys were killed or accidentally killed, and then was the other little boy disappeared after that. I feel like why adopt the children if you know that you can't handle all these children? Um, that's what gets me. And then y'all trying to cover it up. See, they done got their lie. They think they got their lie together, but they really ain't got their lie together. Because if they're catching them both in inconsistent statements, that means that they lying somewhere. Um, but to know that the children states that those little boys see that's hey, that's what's going to hang them is that the children, like they probably going to ask the children to testify against their parents. And if there's, honestly, by looking at Oren or Sincere and Classic or Oren and Orson's pictures, y'all, the kids looked kind of malnourished. I I don't I wonder too. Um, but those, one of the little boy that was standing by the wall, he looked very, very skinny. And the other little boy looked a little sickly too. Like they didn't look like the healthy children that was standing up in the picture holding when the whole family was together. They didn't look as healthy as they did back on those last pictures. Like, you think so? Lord have mercy. I hope not. Hold on, hold on just a second. Um, so so this is what I want to share with you guys. It says here that says they are dead. Prosecutors say evidence will reveal adoptive parents are the ones responsible. It says, were Orrin Orson West murdered or are they merely missing? This is what the jury will be asked after Orrin and Orson West were reported missing in California. It says here that in California City by their adoptive father, Trizelle, on December the 21st, 2020. According to prosecutor Eric Smith, the answer to that question of where the boys are is proven by evidence that this is a case of murder. Ultimately, the answer to the question of where are the boys will be answered is that they're dead. And at the end of the case, I will ask you to return a verdict of guilty beyond a reasonable doubt as to Jacqueline and Trizelle for the murders of Orrin and Orson West. The Wests were a family of 8 with 4 adopted children and 2 biological children. This is what the prosecution told the jury, that the West's primary source of income was the $4,000 total a month. Dang, bro. $4,000 a month made from each child they adopted. So they didn't need to sell their organs, child. They getting $4,000 a month for each child, and they got 8 children. And they probably getting free food stamps and stuff like that. Child. Listen, y'all. $4,000 each child. I'm the little emoji face with the eyes like this. That's what I am. I guess that's a lucrative business. $4,000 each child. It says primary source of income was the $4,000 total a month made from each child they adopted. So when they say, so that's a lot of money, unless they just getting $4,000. Don't do it, Reese. Don't do it. Don't do it, child. Do not, I repeat, do not do that. No, I look, child. No, don't do it. If you want to do it to give a child love, that's one thing. But but no. So it says here that in the case of Orrin and Orson West, Smith told the jury the boys are dead and they didn't die at the same time. Listen. According to Smith, one of the West children said he witnessed one of the boys die and said the other later disappeared. The Orsons was in California City for about 4 days at some point. Adrian heard a loud thud in the night. The day prior to hearing the thud, Orson was there the day after. Orson was there the day after Orson was gone, and he hasn't seen him since, Smith said. It says in each of the interviews with the other children who had lived with the brother, each said the boys was at their home in California City, but only for a short period of time. So how do they come about with this story about they must didn't give the kids the memo. They must didn't give the kids. You ain't made for jail, me either, child. So they must didn't give the children the memo. So the children saying that the kids, the Orrin and Orson has been missing for a long period of time. So they ain't just been missing that one day. They've been missing for a minute. So the kids must didn't get the memo. So that makes them like, I know, I wouldn't be surprised if the prosecution calls each child to the stand and make them testify. That's going to be a lot for a child. But If they did something to these children, they need to be held accountable for it. That is for one thing for certain, and two things for sure. Yes, because them babies do not look as healthy as they was in that group picture. These were pictures off of their phone, and one child looked at real malnourished. So it says here, however, defense attorney Timothy Hennessy says this is still a missing persons case and that the West wants answers as to where their children are, as any parent would. There was a tragic accident. That's what the evidence will show. Well, hold up now. What tragic accident? Now, um, it says here they don't have an answer for it because it was a tragic, but instead Trizelle is here on a murder charge, Hennessy said. Hennessy told the jury that there are inconsistencies in the investigation and that evidence will show the couple's innocence. Um, the bottom line is Cal City out the gate never thought anybody would take two little black boys. So now you're pulling the race card. That's would take two little black boys. That's why the investigation would look the way it did, Hennessy said. So he's trying to pull the race card on this one. He said, according to District Attorney Cynthia Zimmer, there have only a few cases in Kern County where a guilty conviction has been achieved with no body found. However, Smith told the jury the evidence will prove the West are in fact guilty. The trial is expected to continue in June, and 17 News will have complete coverage as it continues. Me too. I didn't mean to read that. But so basically, the prosecution said they have all the evidence that proves that Trizelle and Jacqueline are responsible for Oren's and Orson's death. Yeah, and the defense saying if they don't have a body, so what they're do what it comes down to, can the prosecution prove beyond a reasonable doubt that Jacqueline and Trizelle actually did something to these boys and dispose of their bodies? They have to prove that they murdered them in second degree. They murdered them and hid their bodies or burned their bodies or disposed of their body in some kind of way beyond a reasonable doubt. I wonder why they didn't like those boys. Were they the younger? Yep. Yeah, they were the younger two. They were the younger two. So let's see here what else is saying here. So they do have additional charges, guys. Yeah, they are being tried together. I guess at one time I remember Jacqueline having a woman as her defense lawyer, and they had like two different defense lawyers. Now they have one lawyer. So somebody came up with some money, child, and I guess, they being tried together, and so they both are on trial for second degree murder, basically. So it says here the other charges, they gonna make some stick, child, for these kids. They say that they got other charges include involuntary manslaughter, child cruelty, falsely reporting an emergency, and conspiracy, child. Them babies could be buried somewhere, or they could have did anything to them babies' bodies. Exactly. But they say here, prosecution states that they wanted to um that Trizelle and Jacqueline just wanted to just live off the money. They didn't really want to, I guess, do anything. Um, it says um, it says here the prosecution as well accuses Jacqueline and Trizelle of planning these young boys' death. And you never know if they already had what, two kids of their own, and then it take away they had two kids of their own and four kids they already have. And think about it, you had to get two more boys. Why would you accept more children if you know that that is too much for you? If you know that you honestly can't, you know, take in any more children. Oh, you don't remember this? You don't remember the Cal City boys, the two little boys that were missing back in 2020, and their adoptive parents, lied, like, you know, um, they basically said that they don't know what happened to the boys. They said that basically he was gathering wood for the fire in the furnace for the fireplace, and the boys just wandered off. It's very strange that little boys just run off so fast, you know. And the children is saying that the boys have been missing. So I guess they just came together and thought of a way to get rid of the boy, to come up with a lie. The infamous press conference. Should I play that press conference? Just so for people that don't know, I do have the press conference. I can find it easily. Um, but they did do a press conference, and they basically was saying that uh, they they were the like she was in the house wrapping Christmas gifts, and they were outside um, playing, I think, with the dog, and he was gathering wood, going in and out the house, and all of that. Um, but it is the burden of proof is not on Trizelle and Jacqueline. The burden of proof is on the prosecution. The prosecution has to prove beyond, beyond a reasonable doubt that um that Trizelle and Jacqueline West murdered these little boys. At this time, the burden of proof is always on the prosecution. It's not on the defense. Okay, let me find that. They are facing, if they are convicted, they face life in prison without the possibility of parole. Okay, y'all. So let me. Hold on, y'all. You said the jury has a low IQ, but it just depends on like they don't have the bodies, so they're trying to figure. They have to prove, they have to they have to know what happened to the bodies as well. Like you sitting in court trying to figure like how did they kill them if we can't the birth like they have to prove that they did something to these kids' bodies. They're gonna have to show evidence or a timeline of what they did to these children. Um, we'll see how it comes. Nobody likes child killers, or nobody likes anybody that kills children. 9 times out of 10, the conviction rate. I think the conviction rate for uh, I feel now I might be wrong. I feel like the conviction rate for people that or that do something to children, I think they get a lot of them people get guilty, um, or guilty. Except for Casey Anthony, she got away with killing her child. She got away with killing her child, and then had the nerve to come out with a dang documentary. Yeah, she came out with a documentary, child. Surely did. Casey Anthony. I'll never forget that. Killed her own child. And then came out with a documentary last year. I didn't even watch it. I didn't even watch that documentary. I know. Hold on, y'all. Now you know what I mean. Huh? Here is a full interview for the people that want to see it, so they
15-minute interview, the parents respond to those accusations and detail the night that they say their boys went missing.
We just want to thank everyone in the community for all the support we've seen. We felt so helpless. And
hold on, y'all. My stuff is swirling.
seeing everybody out here really looking and helping out really means a lot.
So tell us what happened the night the kids went missing.
Okay.
From our yard.
Okay. It was cold. I was gonna make a fire.
Oh, yeah,
There's a
these
lot of
kids
wood
out
in
in the
this
cold.
area right here next to our house. I open up the back gate. I'm throwing wood, bringing it in. Inside the house. My wife's inside. She was actually wrapping gifts, so we thought it was a good idea that
Right. The boy. They said that they never saw the boy.
got our youngest to go outside and play with chalk on the back patio. Do not let them go on the dirt in the backyard. We keep them close. So I was playing with chalk, and I came in the house. I saw them there. I went in the house. I came back out.
Hold on, y'all.
I didn't see him now. I immediately went back in, asked my wife, "Did you see the boys?" She said, "No, they should be outside playing with chalk." I said, "Well, I didn't see them." So I came back outside and I started searching my back.
Y'all, I'm sorry. This is freezing.
Yard. I searched the whole thing. I realized that I left the gate open and I panicked, came inside the house, searched the house, me and my wife. Once that didn't pan out, I got in the van.
It's freezing. I'm sorry, y'all.
I looked down the street, both directions. It was getting dark, getting cold, and I got in the van and I hit a bunch of corners. I went down this street. I turned my light on. I searched. I called their names. Talked to a gentleman on the street on the other side over there. He didn't see me. So then I came home and I told my wife we need to call the cops. It's getting dark and I need help. We gotta get going. So I called the cops. Cops came. First thing they did was tell us to stay in the house so they can get a hold of us. And they had us just sitting there, and we wanted to keep searching, but everybody came out in droves. And I wanted to thank you guys that night, but we couldn't go outside.
The cops told us the best are out here.
The best are out here searching, and we appreciate it. And nobody ever could tell, we could never talk to anybody, and that was the issue.
We just want to thank everybody.
We really want to
And
thank you guys.
please, if anybody has seen them, please call, let somebody know.
It called the cops, call California the city police department. Call them and let them know what you've seen, if you see anything. Our boys, they are going to be rambunctious, okay? They are going to be here in this area. And I really would like to go in the houses, but it's not because I want to invade people's privacy. I just want to know if make sure. That's it. Because I don't, go ahead. I'm sorry. If you got any questions.
Oh, no, you're good.
Oh, okay.
I was just going to say, you know, this is the first time we're hearing from you guys, and I can't imagine what you guys are going through. I can't even fathom it. For you guys, for people who are thinking that there's some kind of foul play involved, you know, we just spoke to the biological mother. She says she had a conversation with you guys, and that she thinks there's some kind of foul play involved. That she thinks you guys did something.
And that's understandable.
What's your response to that?
That's understandable. I would think the same thing.
Yep.
I mean, that's exactly the point. And if we can find our babies, then guess what? That's no. And that's all I want is to find our babies. That's it. And I talked to her this morning, and I really wanted to tell her that I am completely sorry because we were entrusted with her children. And they came to us, and they became our children. And we named them. And they are our children. And so we want them back. So please, if y'all could get back on what you guys are doing, we should be able to get a hold of somebody, but they took all of our tech. So they wanted to, I guess, just rule us out, which makes sense. That's part of the investigation. So that's pretty much it.
Have you guys, you talked to the police all last night?
Yes.
So you guys willfully gave them your
Everything.
technology,
Yes.
the car.
Yes.
Did they get a? How did they get a search warrant? Did you
I
guys?
No
I don't see
idea.
why they got one, but they got one. We
Yeah,
would
they
have let them
didn't need
take
one,
anything.
but
We would have let them take everything. We let them come in and search with us. We asked them to come do that.
What did they take?
Just tech, and that's it. Like our phones.
From the house? Or did they?
Oh well, I guess should I answer that? Or?
Answer it to us, yeah.
Okay, so into the okay, and I guess I don't even know.
I see. Yeah, we seriously felt like we needed to be out here. We did. Again, we were told the best are out here looking already. Just to stay put. They have more questions. There was literally a cop with us the whole time in there.
He had sitting down. We would ask, can we go help? They had to sit
He
down.
said nope.
He said, no, we got the best out there.
So
we
it's
need
not.
you guys here in case we have more questions.
I don't want you guys thinking we
don't.
didn't try. We actually looked
tried.
before we called the police.
Yes.
And I imagine the mind-boggling part is the search for information. What happened? Where are they?
Yes.
Et cetera, et cetera.
And we're
And just so we are able to present the information correctly, at what time did you guys notice your kids went missing, and at what time were they reported missing to the police?
It's about I believe I think it was about 4:30 going on 5. It was getting dark, like I said. 5-ish. That's about it. That's when everything played out.
And then when did you guys call the police to report them missing?
After we searched a little bit around here, it was dark, so we definitely we got worried.
Would you say it was maybe within an hour, a couple hours?
No, it was within minutes of us getting finished with our search.
Okay.
It was within minutes.
What do you guys want people at home to understand about this situation? For them, even speaking about what you guys are feeling is difficult. What do you want them at home to understand about this whole situation?
We're going through it. It's difficult. I mean, everybody's making their own their own conclusions. They don't know anything. We're not sure like everything. We're not sure. We said what we knew, and if anybody has seen them or anything, please call the police department.
Would you be willing to provide pictures, or do you have any?
I have older pictures. All my newest were on my phone.
Okay.
A lot of people are speaking of this as, after the math, past tense. I want to talk about your kids in present tense. What kind of boys are these? Tell us about the boys.
Very playful, very rambunctious, and they do love to wrestle. They do love to kind of get rough with each other.
Kids.
They're kids. Of course, they would love to go out, but so during the pandemic, we weren't trying to go, out here, and so we stayed inside. Yes, we did. We searched before we called the cops. That's what we were saying.
What time did they come up missing?
They came missing right before it got dark. And then we called. I searched that property. I even drove around this neighborhood right here. I even talked to a gentleman on that side, one of those streets over there. I said, "Did you see some little black kids?" And that way, looking for them. That's the way I was gonna come. But when I came back home, I decided to call the cops because it was dark. They couldn't have got away that fast.
And why did it take 2 people to go in the house and leave 2 kids out here by themselves? It should have been one parent going in and one parent right here watching the child, not 2 parents going in the house and leaving 2 little kids out here by themselves for 10 minutes.
No, they were in the backyard, and the
So how
back
did
gate
they
was
get
open.
out the backyard?
And the back gate was open, and I was getting wood
So
from
you
this
guys
lot
was
here.
being irresponsible and left the gate open, left some little kids outside with the gate open.
All right. Sorry, you guys were talking about your boys through your, I understand. For a mother's intuition, I know you were saying, and we'll get your names after this, but you were saying how you feel like they're in this area. Do you feel the same way? And what is the intuition? What is the sense you get? What do you think happened to your boys? Do you think someone took them? Do you think they're lost? Do you think?
Yeah, definitely. I definitely know they're not walking around. They're not that kind. They do not just roam around. You know, these patches. They definitely, I think, definitely would have been picked up or something.
That was my assumption.
Have they ever taken off of the yard
Nope.
before?
No,
Nope.
Never taken off?
no.
You guys are new to Cal City, right?
Yep.
How long have you guys been living here?
It's 3 months.
So they've been there. So them kids was hold up. So they was hold on. So before I continue, he said that they've been in Cal City for 3 months. December, November. So they moved to Cal City around July or August. Something happened to those boys. I say August. In August, something happened to those boys and they had to move.
Kids and y'all got neighbors that say y'all ain't even pay my little kids.
The neighbors weren't out here.
We were looking.
We were looking.
I'm just saying, bro, it's crazy. Bro, I got kids of my own.
Where do you live?
Them little boys that y'all raising, them is my biological family.
I understand you, bro.
I don't leave kids outside.
And I understand.
I have
3
9
and 4
kids.
year olds.
I have 9 kids.
There's outside in the backyard.
I'm
And I was
gonna
watching.
leave my kids unattended.
3
Not
and
even
4 year
for
olds.
a
Like,
minute.
you sit here,
I get,
with, like,
we
not
get
a
that.
bitch
We
in
get
your
it.
heart, bro.
They were in the
We
backyard.
feel
You
it.
don't even look like you worried,
But
bro.
you said the gate.
I've been
okay, y'all
going
know
through it
y'all
all
finna,
the
y'all
2
know
days.
y'all finna go inside the house, right? Y'all are foster parents, right?
No.
Okay,
we're
well, y'all
adopted
adopted
parents.
them,
Yeah,
right?
they are
Okay,
children.
shut the gate. Go in the house. Why did it take both of y'all to go in the house and leave them outside by themselves?
I understand.
And y'all know the gate was
Why
open.
haven't y'all been out with the people around this neighborhood looking with the kids?
We already told
already
on
said
camera.
that.
We already
I see
told
y'all on
camera.
no cameras last night. I
No.
didn't even see y'all out here praying with them people. Them people was out to take care of my nephew. Not supposed to happen.
I understand.
Y'all was supposed to take care of my nephew.
I understand.
You
If anybody's watching at home who knows anything, or if somebody who has these kids, if they're watching, what is your message to them?
The message has always been as soon as possible, call the California City Police Department. And please bring our babies home. And that's that.
That's one of the reasons why we actually didn't want to
This
do
is the reason why. Because we were under orders to stay in the house and stay because they're going to need to contact us. And we cannot go outside, and that was the issue. And that was the issue. We were under orders by the cops to stay home in the house and let the professionals look.
But you just said that they were your children. If they were your children, regardless of what somebody told you, wouldn't you want to go look for them?
Well, we have cops actually posted in the front door right there.
How cold it is at night?
I totally understand.
Totally understand.
We understand.
If you guys actually have that question, you should ask the police officer.
The situation, but do you see how it seems that
Yes.
that the kids was left unattended? You guys went in the house and then the kids disappeared. How did they disappear?
Exactly, and that's the way we try to figure out.
It doesn't make sense. How did they disappear? How did they go out? You guys had the house supervisor traumatized already. And my question is, why were they the only two children out? Where were the rest of the kids?
The rest of the kids were with grandma.
With who?
They left. They went on vacation.
So they didn't.
No, because they're too young. We didn't. We watched them, and it turns out that happened.
How did the
All right,
other
guys, sorry, I know
They're
that,
older.
just really quickly before we forget, first and last names, spelling of both for both of you guys.
So, excuse me, said it again.
Just first and last name,
Spelling of who or what?
or just your first and last name.
Our names.
Trizelle West
Jacqueline
is
West.
Trezell West.
Okay, and for you,
JACQUELINE.
I'm sorry, one more time.
JACQUELINE.
Okay, West.
Yes.
Okay, guys, we'll let you go.
All right.
Sorry about that.
This is
No.
To think that
Okay, y'all. So, that is the interview that started. Well, that's their famous interview that they did with the news about this situation. I'm going to be honest. If they were in Cal City, since everything coming back, I want us to always remember what they said initially. So when things start coming, when they go to trial and things start coming out, we remind ourselves that say, hey, I remember when they said that in the press conference. So they said that the kid said that the baby's been missing for a while. And he said they've been in Cal City for 3 months. So we count back from let's see, November, December, no, November, October, September. So July, we know for sure the 17th in July, I forgot the other date, the kids was living. Something happened, and mark my words. And this is just God just using me, allegedly. Not God using me allegedly, but allegedly, I believe in my spirit something happened to those boys in August. Something happened to the boys, and they had to get out of Dodge. So they had to buy that house. Were they initially, before anything happened to those boys, were they initially looking for a house before they moved the boys? Exactly. That's why I say something ain't right. Something in Ox, I think in my spirit, I believe something happened to those boys before they moved. Just in end of July, August, something happened to those boys, and he don't want to talk about it. Excuse me. He don't want to admit it. One of them, they got to stick to the story because they have both pled guilty, or they may try to play them against each other and try to see if they can get one a lesser charge for speaking on the other. So I wouldn't be surprised if those boys are in a hollow grave in the previous apartments because the boys were living when they had the previous apartment. So um so all I can say is something's not right with this. I'm going to, if I don't come live Thursday, I will be live Friday to update you guys on this case until the trial is over. Um, and give you guys updates on the story. I do want to as well give you guys an update on the story that I did Sunday of the young lady, Kadasia Brown, um, the one that shot and killed her husband. She did go to court Monday, and they did give her a bond. Excuse me. They gave her a bond. They gave her a bond of $750,000. So she has a bond of $750,000. Me too. I hope so too. Um, and they have charged her with second degree murder. Um, I think that's going to be an open and shut. That is going to be an open close case, y'all. That that video went viral. This is why. That's why I say I know that. That's why I say let's just talk about social media. That video, multiple people talked about that video, y'all. Multiple people, and um, it had made it to the world news. And that's what I'm saying. Be careful what we put out here on social media, man. Because, like I told you guys, social media cannot fix your relationship. It cannot. For anything, it'll probably make it worse. These people, like, you're just gonna end up with another news story. Honestly, you're just going to be another news story. Um, and that's it. That's all. I hate that he lost his life in such a way, but when you make emotional decisions, this will be the outcome. That's why you have to keep self intact, child, because you never know. Um, you never know. So y'all, um, that's it for me for tonight. I am going to get off here. Make sure you hit the like button on your way out. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. And if you wanting to reach out to me, mjjfamily2020@gmail.com. And if you want to, for my birthday, y'all, I am accepting Cash App donations for my birthday on Sunday, so I will be live Sunday. And please don't give me any super chats, child. Just Cash Apps. I don't want you two to get none of my money. So make sure you guys make sure you guys tune in for Sunday night because I will be live. Y'all have a good night. Excuse me. And I'll see you guys on tomorrow. Okay. I am going to an event tomorrow, y'all. So I may go live from the event. So y'all, it's like a big event where we're trying out different foods. Do y'all want me to go live and show y'all some of the foods that we eat? Let me know in the chat. And I'll see you guys on tomorrow.